Welcome to your weekly live on topics relating to networking, social marketing, and connections. My goal is to connect you with the resources, the people, and the experiences that will help you achieve your life projects. Life projects are what matter the most to you. Possibly something that's been, growing or coming up for you since you were a very young child. It can come in different forms, and the ones that I usually mentor the most or accompany the most are people who are in business, mostly heart-centered women at any level of business, whether they're starting out, growing their business, and also going to higher levels in the growth of their business. And to introduce myself, I'm Charlotte Habiger. You can check out the intro and bio. I'm a connector, so I just explained what I do. And I come to you every week with a topic relating to networking, social marketing, and human connections. Networking being, for me, any connection that grows your network that allows you to achieve your life projects. It's all about the human connections. It's all about the interactions, not about business card exchanges. So my topic today is why morning routines do not matter. Why they don't matter. Okay, why is this related to my topics? And what do I mean by that? Obviously, there is a little twist here. How this relates to my topics of networking, social marketing, and human connections is actually, for me, networking is growing that network of yours, your network of personal, professional, local, international relationships that constitute your network, which is your guarantee of success for your life project. That is something I explain and train in multiple videos. It's the basis of everything that I share about growing your business, your project, your organization. And it's a lot about collaborative learning. So through that networking, you can learn and share learning and knowledge with others as well. So our routines and our systems and our ways of achieving that success, of showing up, of being there, just being even on schedule to attend networking meetings, etc. All those matter in the sense that they are tools, ways to stay on track. So I've been hearing a lot about the morning routine. I've been reading about this and studying this for years. I am a scientist by training and also an entrepreneur for now almost 3 decades. Yes, by and both, scientist and entrepreneur. Sometimes that can be really fun for the people listening, and sometimes that probably may have some downsides to it. Hopefully there's more ups than downs from it. And I enjoy very much combining the two. So I have looked into as much as I can find out about that morning routine. Does it matter if it's early, or can it be when you wake up, even if it's at 9 or 10, or someone who does night shifts? Can they do the morning routine at 2 in the afternoon? Most morning routine gurus will say it has to be early in the morning. There's a whole bunch of reasons for that, and I'm not going to go into that. What I'm going to bring in today is what intrigues me is how many different programs and ideas and opinions and experiences are out there. They seem so diverse. A lot of them agree on the early morning. A lot of them agree on the daily routine. Most agree that it does not need to be long. It could even be 5 minutes, according to most authors, etc. So a morning routine is something that you do every day that gets you prepped and in the mindset that you want to have to achieve what you've planned for the day. Basically, it goes beyond that. It also helps you, from what all these people are saying that I studied, to achieve, the longevity of your projects and businesses. And if you incorporate, for example, writing, moving, there's different elements that you can add, then you can also achieve health and wellness goals during and through that morning routine. I will share a couple of references. I have our blog article about that, though I will not be going into the exact details of this right now. My point is, why in the world are there so many people? There's so many programs. You can register and pay to have access to morning calls. I love morning calls. They they energize you, they align you, it's that group effect. That's what I call networking, is those morning calls. Various programs offer them, businesses, direct selling companies. But why are there so many, and why are there variations? Okay, and why is everybody saying theirs is the best? Kind of the one thing that always gets me, it gets me too when we're talking about like my company is the best, or my spiritual community is the best, or those things always get to me, and then I have to go and study it and get an understanding for myself. So my understanding for myself that I'm sharing with you from what I've studied and researched and looked into for the morning routine that it's been at least 10 years I've been reading about this and looking into it and trying to experiment in myself, is that it doesn't matter. Okay, it does not matter. And why does it not matter? And then there's a twist to this, of course, is because I have seen and heard people who applied a morning routine and got nothing, like nothing out of it, like not one thing. They did not achieve any type of goal or satisfaction. It was just disappointment, or it didn't last very long. In itself, the morning routine will not bring you discipline. It will not bring you consistency, which you actually need to continue doing the morning routine every morning, right? So of course you can go to mentors, coaches, programs, and I do, if you are inspired to do so, I do recommend it. However, what I noticed is that the program didn't really matter. It did not really matter exactly what people did in the morning routine overall when I listened to all the experiences, because they all achieved, the ones for whom it worked, some type of goal, results, transformation, and they were doing completely different things at different times in different ways. And there are other people who did not do a morning routine, who do not have a morning routine, and who achieve some of those as well. Although we have to be clear that all of us do something when we wake up in the morning. I mean, between getting out of bed, unless your computer's in bed and you start working, which even then, there's always a way that we look up when we open our eyes. There's always a way that we think, a sentence that comes to mind, something that wakes us up or doesn't wake us up. There is always something for everyone. And the difference that I see, and that I want to share with you, the only difference that I see is not the program. It's not the whole concept of the morning routine. It's the intentionality, the purposefulness of it. People who have taken the time to think about what they do in the morning or how they set up their day, or actually the result of that being they think about what they do during the day. They think about what they do during the day and how they do it, how they are being during the day, and during the evening and throughout the night, because some people work at night. It does resemble or not what they had set as an intention in the morning. So the intentionality and having a moment where you remind that or you rekindle that is what I have heard as being the one factor that makes a difference. I have not heard that there is a specific time that had to be done. I did not hear that everybody had to follow the same exact elements. Although we do enjoy, most of us, at least in North American culture, to have a structure. Like we like for people to tell us, do this and do that and do that. I like that too. I like to follow. I do a morning routine that has the 5 elements that most programs suggest. Though I have come to realize it does not, in the end, matter as much as the intentionality of waking up a certain way and going throughout our day and our lives and our intentions, our actions, everything with a purpose. Like there is a reason for everything. It does not mean we stop all the time and think about it. The intentionality is, I'd say, a bit deeper. I want to say it's heart-centered. It's something that we've put some reflection into, maybe some wisdom, some guidance. There's different ways to get to that point, but the intentionality is not a mental factor. I have not seen anybody go through any kind of goal with a mental resolution. I don't know if you know a way to do that, but I do not. Otherwise, I think we'd all be exactly where we want to be all the time if we could just think it and do it. Though the thoughts, when they're aligned with that intention and that purpose, Isn't that where you get the results, where you see things just happen and they seem coincidental and aligned and just purposeful? And sometimes you can't really explain how the things that you actually thought and were aligned with happened. So what I mean to say by the morning routine does not matter, don't get me wrong, is that which one you take, what you do, how you do it, in the end, it does not matter in itself. I'm not saying it's not important at all, that you can't look into it, that if something's better for you than another thing, well, of course, do it. I mean, obviously, do what works for you. But what really matters in all of those that I can see as a scientist, as a connector, and as an intuitive also, person, is the intentionality. This means that if you're like me and you need a cheat sheet sometimes for your morning routine, because there are things that happen where there are things that can happen where you will not have 5 minutes for your morning routine. And anybody who tells me the contrary, I don't know what kind of life you live, that you never have any catastrophe or anything that makes it impossible, or I guess not likely that you would take those 5 minutes in that morning. The cheat sheet would be to be intentional, to do something that helps you align with intentionality. It's not about the actions that you do in the morning in themselves. It's not about the time it takes, the time it's at. Okay, so maybe that is why people do it early in the morning, right? Because how to be purposeful and intentional if everybody's moving in the whole city, also you can feel it moving. Obviously, if you get up earlier, you will be able to reach that. Also, that alignment, maybe if you pray, meditate, or any other of those types of activities in your morning routine, then you would want to do those before everything starts to be active. Some of the elements that are common to different morning routines do make sense, though they are not in themselves the reason for the morning routine. Okay, so let's be intentional. The more intentional we are, the more satisfying our lives can be in our days, and the more chance there is that we will achieve our life projects and will be connected when we are networking with other people who also want to achieve their life projects. So on top of that, when you're networking, everybody may not have done their daily whatever, may not be aligned. We're not perfect in our interactions. So if everybody is striving to be purposeful and intentional, then we can help each other out. If you're having a conversation and you're not feeling aligned, or the other person doesn't seem to be aligned, there's something off about the conversation, you can pause and ask a question and make sure that for both people, that conversation is purposeful and intentional and beneficial to both of the people, both of the person's, I guess, intentions for maybe that day or that conversation. Now, remember, it's not a mental thing. We're not going to sit and reflect and analyze our conversations at every moment, though it can take time, and it's a good thing to do that. Also, I find in our personal relationships, I've applied that in my personal relationships, my relationship even with my husband. I find that taking that time can be awkward and weird and just so bizarre in the beginning to be discussing certain things and setting our intentions, though it's made a world of a difference. And in the end, it has accelerated the development or growth of my relationships, my businesses, and my projects. So I wish the very best to all of you in your projects, in your everything that matters to you. And I would love to have your thoughts on the morning routine and why it does not matter. Take care.